Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fossen.
I'm Greg Fossen. We're the producers of the broadcast.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia, and I'll be doing the readings.
I'm Jake Fernandez.
And good morning, I'm Robin Hackett, your happy, smiling musician. Happy to see everyone.
Good to see y'all.
Would you like to start us off with an invocation?
So I just invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As we recognize that there is one life, one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence in, as, and through all that is. It's my life, it's Reverend Michael's life, it's the life of each one present with us here today, and everyone watching later, and everyone everywhere, because there is only that one power, that one presence. And I know that that presence is with us here today as the Spirit unfolds, and that each one of us is divinely guided to say what needs to be said and hear what needs to be heard, and we do it in an absolute, wonderful, loving way. And so in absolute gratitude, I just release this word, and together we say, and so it is.
Yes.
Well, we have the lovely Hackett as our special music today. And how about you starting us off with something special?
All
And
right.
happy Mother's Day,
Yeah,
everyone.
happy
Happy
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Spirit and I are one. 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 Holy, 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 light. Spirit and I are one. 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 Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 holy we are. Spirit and I are one. 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 Holy, 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 holy. Holy, holy, holy,
Thank you for setting the tone.
Thank you. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go, Spirit. We got some things we want to do, and then we'll get right back to you for another song.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and you can go to contact us and add yourself to the email list so that you know what's going on and you get the links for the service emailed to you. You can also request prayers on the website, and we'll pray on it all week. There's a brand new blog out there. I've forgotten the title of it, but you'll see that on our website as well. Reverend Michael writes a new one every month. And if you shop on Amazon and you're not supporting another nonprofit, we ask you to go to smile.amazon.com and sign up put CSL North Metro as your charity. And then when you shop, we'll get paid. And that's a good thing. So today's title is The You That Is You. You've already met our wonderful, wonderful guest musician, Robin Hackett. And today's reading is from Gesture of Balance by Torphy.
Easy for you to say.
It wasn't.
So we're ready for
We
affirmations.
are ready for affirmations.
Ernestine, come forth.
Dr. Ernestine.
Dr. Ernestine. There you go.
For the week of May 8th, 2022, written by Stephen Anthony, please repeat after me. The universal life becomes personal and unique through my existence.
The universal life becomes personal and unique through my existence.
I am fully present and attentive to every precious moment and experience.
I am fully present and attentive to every precious moment and experience.
My oneness with spirit transforms all that does not serve me.
My oneness with spirit transforms all that does not serve me.
Every moment I experience deeper insight into my life's purpose.
Every moment I experience deeper insight into my life's purpose.
I immerse myself fully and embrace the divine soul that I am.
I immerse myself fully and embrace the divine soul that I am.
The allness of my life fulfills my highest and boldest intentions.
The
Allness of my life fulfills my highest and boldest intentions.
And together we say, and so it is. Okay, the reading from Gesture of Balance by Torphy. Once our hearts are open, all existence appears naturally beautiful and harmonious. This is not just another fantasy. It is possible to see or feel this way. And this is the essence of the spiritual teachings. The heart reveals all knowledge to us. Why the heart and not the mind? Because our egos control our heads and our hearts are much freer. When our hearts open, no problem is too great. Even if we lose our possessions and our friends and are left alone with no one to support or guide us, we can find sustenance in our deepest feelings, in our inner silence. By utilizing our inner resources, we can cope more easily with emotional and intellectual situations because we are no longer involved in the drama around us. Even if we have to face death, we remain peaceful, calm, and balanced. It is in the heart center that our inner nature grows to fullness. Once the heart center opens, all blockages dissolve, and a spirit or intuition spreads through our entire body so that our whole being comes alive. This spirit is sometimes spoken of as the essence of human energy or the essence of truth. But whatever it is called, unless we allow it to pervade us, our bodies may be active, but our hearts remain closed. We are strangers to ourselves. When we are able to integrate our minds with our hearts and our actions with our intuitions, we can find genuine meaning in our lives. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernestine. Dr. Ernestine. We appreciate you.
We do.
So we're ready for another song.
We are.
The wonderful. There she is.
One heart, one life. We are one family, one earth. One heart, one life. We are one family, one earth. And together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, yes, no separation. We are one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, and together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation. We are one heart. And even though it seems we are so far apart, many times we're feeling all alone. The truth of who we are has been here from the start. We are one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, and together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation. We are one heart, all of creation, no separation. We are one heart. We are one heart. We are one heart.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. The tone of your voice is just so, I don't know how to say it, but it just,
Embracing.
it is. And it's
Thank
so
you.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We look forward to some more of you after we
Yes, we
finish
do.
our thing.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Robin.
Yes.
I was gone during that song. And
Yes.
it left my body. It was just amazing.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Excuse me. So this title is The You That Is You. And at the base of it, the you I'm referring to is the universal you. but there's also the human you. So we got this complexity that we as humans get to experience. We get to be the spiritual being having this human experience, and everything that that happens during that experience. It becomes the you that is you, the universal you, becomes a more personal you when you relate to whatever's being taught. In other words, if we're teaching a class on prayer and you relate to it, then that universal you gets humanized for you to express and share with others. It's funny how we use you in a way sometimes that is really not. No, let me say this again. We use the word I sometimes as you. And let me give you an example. Here's a sentence that I wrote. I've learned you have to live one day at a time. Now, I have learned, but you have to. Isn't that interesting
It is.
how we have humans transfer? But there's something also really prophetic about that, because I and you are one. So it's true. So it all depends on where and how you're expressing it. If you're expressing that I have learned, but you need to learn, then it's more religious than spiritual. And when you think about it, spiritual and religion, they're just they can sometimes go hand in hand, but sometimes they really conflict with each other. Like spiritual is a divine state of being. When you're living a spiritual life, you're living the grace of God as your life. You're living from a higher place, from a place that can't be defined and is ever changing and has infinite possibilities. In our particular religion, we teach principles, just basic things that all that come to our faith can agree upon, like we're one, God's an indwelling presence, God's power and my power is one power, and so on and so forth. But being spiritual goes way beyond that, because there's so many possibilities that you can think of or come up with. What I like about our teaching is that we learn by asking questions. And it's such a good thing to question everything when it comes to your spirituality, because we're on our individual path. And what we need to know about our own personal spirituality to fit in the universal is we get to discover what it is true for us. So what's true for me may not necessarily be true for you, and vice versa. So we ask questions, and we set a place where we can be comfortable. And being it's spiritual, what I'm comfortable with understanding today can shift tomorrow completely. And me being a spiritual being, I can move with the shift and not feel threatened or afraid of it, because that is part of my spiritual growth. What I like to do, I get here and share with my wife every Sunday, and I talk about spiritual things. And there's spiritual things that are meaningful for me, that are true for me. And I'm not saying that anybody has to agree with anything I say, but I'm just putting out there things to contemplate, things for you to understand in your own personal way. And lots of things pass through my imagination, and I'm thankful for it, because it feels like spiritual freedom to be open to understanding different ways of thinking. Things that make spiritual sense to me doesn't necessarily have to make spiritual sense to you. I just share them. I just throw them out there for your understanding. there are so many, there's this thing that we're talking about, the you, that is you. There's so many ways, there's so many yous, that is you, humanly and spiritually. For instance, there's the human you that may still live in the past. They still want to bring back the good old days. And we're seeing a movement right now in our country where that's taking place, where a certain portion of the country thinks that we should go back and live the way we used to live. And another certain part of our country says, no, we're never going back there. We don't want to go back there. And there's no need to go back there because we've freed ourselves from that. So it's interesting what the you becomes. The you can become one idea of expressing, and the you can become the other idea. But it's all you, it's all us. This thinking about Mother's Day and the you. I like to think that being that we are energy, we are pure energy, and energy can never be destroyed because it just can't. So if I'm pure energy and my energy can never be destroyed, that's the same thing for my mom, my dad, my ancestors, and who knows, all the way back to the first human being that we have record of in Africa. So that means at the basis of myself, I'm African. And I can live with that and feel great about that because it's me, it's you, and it's all of us. So I encourage you to think beyond the boundaries, to think beyond limits, because we're here to discover not only me, but me to discover you, and to understand that in the me and the you, there is the us, there is the one, there is just the one, the perfect expression of all life. So when I celebrate Mother's Day, I go to my mom, who left a year ago, and then beyond to her mother, her mother's mother, and so far back that life is still all here and now. It's not vanished someplace. It's not. It's just a small. What's that saying about a veil? Small.
Oh, it talks about how Ernest talks about how the veil is thin.
Yeah, it's a thin, small veil, and when we think about our loved ones who have gone to the other side of the veil, those thoughts, the thoughts that you feel, your heart's expression recognizes that they haven't gone anywhere. They're still here. They're alive within us. They're alive within the universal you, and we are always with them, and they are always with us. So I'm just saying, think about what you believe. Think about the things that you feel so attached to that you're closed off to maybe seeing it in a different way, maybe seeing life as a divine expression that encompasses every thought, every idea, every expression within the wholeness of itself. And it embraces us. It makes us who we are. It embraces me, it makes me who I am. And I can know that for you, but you have to know it for you. It's constantly calling us to a higher good, to a higher way of understanding what life is all about. Ernest Holmes dealt with reincarnation. He didn't believe in it at all, but he stood that the possibility is there, and he believed that your belief is true as his belief was. So we can share, we can talk about spirituality, we can talk about religion. Spirituality for me is free and open and constantly changing, constantly evolving. The religion is kind of like rules and regulations. And they're not bad because that people's different, where people are on their path, sometimes need those rules and regulations as a foundation so they can live their life in a more pleasant way and not be caught up in all the stuff that's going around them, knowing that who they are is perfect, holy, and faith. I'm going to.
Okay. So when I think of you, I think of the physical self, the one that we see when we look in the mirror. And I also think of the eternal self who has decided to condense ourselves into this body for the experiences that we require for our eternal growth. And so sometimes when we're in this physical body, because we have a brain and because we have a heart, there's stuff going on in between. And so the brain wants things to be just thought out and logical and just so. And then the ego gets into the way because the ego's with the brain. And so it can invite us to get defensive. It can invite us to get kind of stuck in our ways because we know this way and we're comfortable with this way. It can invite us to, when we make a mistake, try and defend ourselves because we couldn't possibly be wrong. So I often have an experience of living the title, and this one I prefer I didn't get to have, but hey. So I made a mistake this week. And it's just a mistake, and it's not anything we can fix. And I get to admit I made the mistake with several people that I'd rather feel perfect in front of. And that I know that that's the head part of me who thinks I need to be perfect all the time and I can never make a mistake. And the one I made is a little bit embarrassing because it was kind of stupid. And so what happened in my head? Oh my gosh, I just went through all of this stuff about, oh, you didn't do it right and blah, 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 and you should have known, and you should have been more careful, and you should have this, and you should have that. And I think I get it put to bed because usually I can pray it away. And I think I get it put to bed and the ego would start back up again. And so I just got to watch myself, the head part of me and the heart part of me, work through this situation where, we're here, we're imperfect, we make mistakes. That's why we're here, to learn the things that we came to learn, and it's all good. Mm-hmm. And the heart part of me recognizes that, but the head part of me is still going, nit, 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 nit. So it's really interesting because that's kind of what the book was about too. It's about, what do we do to enhance our spiritual growth when we get stuck in our head? And they teach things like, as does religious science, prayer and meditation. And he didn't particularly in the book talk about spiritual counseling, but I certainly recommend that, because at the point where I just went to Michael and said, okay, I just need to talk about this. I need to get it out of my head and voiced out so that I can truly just let it go. And so I know that that's part of the human experience, that conversation between the head and the heart, and the head and the ego thinking everything has to just be our way and it has to be just all okay and we can never make a mistake. And if we do, we got to defend ourselves because people are going to be out there attacking us, or whatever the head decides to say or think about it. And what happens when we listen to our heart is we understand that we actually came here and condense ourselves into this body to have these experiences, to grow. And I just love this thing that Heart Thang Toku said in the book. He said, frustrations are life's gestures through which we grow in knowledge, and impermanence is the circular turning of our lives.
Mm.
And so if we start thinking about it that way, in terms of we really did come here to have frustrations, to experience problems, to deal with things so that we could grow in our eternalness, in our oneness, in our allness, knowing that we're all one with each other, and get to the place where we don't have to stay stuck in our heads. We do still live in this body, and so we do still have a brain that, we really need that brain for all of the logical things that we do. And when it gets to be annoying because it's trying to protect itself from something that doesn't need to be protected, because we're here to have those frustrations. We're here to make mistakes. We're here to learn how to love ourselves and everybody else through those things. And so as we learn to see ourselves with compassion, then we can look out and see others with compassion. Because I know there's a tendency when I'm looking out and this is good and this is bad, and that's pretty and that's not, and this is nice and that's not, and on and on and on and on. And none of that's really true. In the spiritual world, it's all perfect. And we're here to experience all the good things. Like, we tend to think a nice sunny day is good, and sometimes we think the rain is bad, although around here right now, we think the rain is very good and very good. And so as we begin to observe what's going on in our heads and what's going on in our hearts, we can determine that we can let go of those things. We can let go of those determinations. We can let go of those opinions about things, and we can open our hearts up to expand more, to understand that all of it is what we came here to experience. The things we would label good, the things that we would label bad, the things that are frustrations. And we get to learn how to be honest with ourselves when we're going through a thing and say, wow, look at this experience I'm having. What am I going to do about that? How am I going to deal with that? And I think that there have been times when, and there are times when people might look at that and then lash out at somebody else, because that keeps our ego intact, and that keeps us from experiencing that blame, and that keeps us from knowing the frustrations and things that are part of why we came here. There's just one more quote I want to read. This is by Herbert Gunther, and he actually wrote the foreword to this book. And he says, as participants of an ever-widening life stream, we will not be able to grow when we struggle against it, when we build up tensions and blockages, but only when we relax, when we learn to relax so that the stream can flow calmly in us. Mm. And I just think that is just so beautiful, because I think he did just an amazing job of saying all of the things that are happening we came here to experience. And as we let all of it flow, and we flow with it, and we don't fight it and rail against it, but we just let it flow, we understand that if we really understand that we're eternal beings, and that no one of those things that we experience here in this body can hurt, harm, or endanger the eternal self that we are. All of these experiences that we have are here so that we can grow. We can grow through them. We can grow to understand in a deeper way who we are, who everyone else is, and understand the impermanence of this physical self and the permanence of the eternal self.
Mhm.
You have more to say about that or something else?
Well, like you're talking about the flow and how we can clog it up when we fight whatever's going on in our life, or we try to, in some way, make it go away, which will never happen. But if we just allow it to, whatever we're going through, to just flow and not try to fight it, then it eventually burns itself out because it has no attention on it. It has nobody paying any attention to it. So it cannot live because it's there to catch your attention. And I think that's a very good thing.
So when you were talking, I just got a picture in my head of when they're doing lumber down a stream, and when they have a log jam.
Yeah.
And so when we think about ourselves as floating down that stream of life, and then we hit a log jam, and then we had to clear it all out so we can continue to do what we came here to do. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's okay. This is something I wrote this morning. You are the you you have thought you were. Be the you think you are. You are the you have thought you were. Be the you think you are. So it's all in the thinking. We can change our thinking and change any aspect of our lives, not other people's lives, our lives, and move into always a better place. And what I know is that the spiritual realm of you always surpasses the human realm of you, because when you know who you are, when you claim who you are, and you step into that God-given power of creation, you become the creator. And I can't think of anything more profound than that.
Yes.
That we came here to create and create and create, not creating what's coming at us by meeting it at the same level, but creating above it, knowing that, okay, this is happening now. It will pass. I'll let it happen, but I'll know the truth of my own being, that I am more than this. And I'll allow myself to move through the flow into the other side, which is always amazing, always always evolving of the self. It's the evolution of the self becoming more of who and what it is. Yeah, like that.
Like that. Shall we pray?
Let us pray.
So once again, I just invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath, breathing in the oneness of God, breathing out any challenges or worries or problems that you might have. Just do it one more time. Recognizing that God is breathing your breath. The breaths you're aware of, the breaths you are not, God is still breathing your breath, beating your heart, and that is the essence of our beingness here, that breath and that beating of the heart. And so I just know that there's only that one life, that one power, that one presence, that one eternal life that is in, as, and through each and every one of us. And that life is all that is. It is all we can see and all we cannot. It is from the microscopic, clear out to the farthest star and everything in between and everything beyond, because there is no limit to that one power and that one presence and that one life. So I know for each one of us, I know strength and love and peace and harmony and growth and acceptance and an opening of that heart center so that we accept more and more and more. We accept ourselves and we accept the things that are going on around us without having to run it through the head and make judgments about it. We just learn to accept and be aware of our oneness, our allness, our isness. And I know for each one of us, radiant health, and opportunity and compassion and love and patience and peace and harmony and safety. And so in just absolute gratitude, I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
Thank you. Accepting what has been spoken, I add this to this opening that we call prayer. I know that for every individual who's asked for prayer in any way, even if it was in the silence of your own bedroom or at a church or wherever, that desire, that basis of the prayer you're asking for is now taking place. I call forth the God that is in you to be activated and to know that you go beyond this challenge or whatever you're going through into a higher place, a more profound place. So each person who has asked for prayer, let us join in universal power in this moment by all who's watching, all who's gathered to be part of this service, to know that each person has received their prayer complete and fulfilled. And so I bless this planet. I bless all the life on it.
Yes.
I call forth the peace
Yes.
beyond, that goes beyond human understanding in the Ukraine. I call forth the good of all souls, holding them in prayer, knowing that there really isn't any win or lose. There's just a upgrowth of humanity wanting to realize its own spirituality. And I know that this word is fulfilled. I know it's complete because it's been spoken,
Yes.
it's been heard,
Yes.
it's now empowered to manifest. So I give thanks for this. I give thanks for its completion, knowing that it is done. And in this deep sense of gratitude, I now can release, let go, and allow it to be by saying all together,
And
so it is.
Amen, Amen, Ashe, Aho, and woo-hoo!
Oh, that is my favorite thing that you do, Reverend Valerie. That is so great. Thank you for your talk. You may wonder what this world is coming to, with all the ups and downs that you've been through. But there's more than the eye can see. There's the truth in your divinity. So be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well. Be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well. And when those clouds roll in, don't you worry none. Before you know it, you'll be up with the sun. And on this world goes round and round. But in the chaos, there's something to be found. So be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well. Be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well. Don't you worry about the rain upon your shoulders. Don't you worry if the sun don't shine. Don't you worry if there's not enough for tomorrow. For if you go inside, you will see you are a shining light. Oh, be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well. Be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well. Be still and know all is well. All is well, all is well.
Wow, that was so good.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow,
Yeah.
what a great
For
day.
your message today. Thank you so much
Thank you
to hear
even
that.
more. So now is our conscious giving time. We're calling upon all those that have tuned in that may be called to give to greater possibilities for our spiritual center, and know that as you give, you receive. So just open your heart and see if there's something in you that you'd like to share and give to this spiritual center and all that it represents.
So, you can go to Venmo. You can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org. There's a couple of ways to give out there. And of course, we take checks and cash as well. So, I guess that's pretty much it.
So shine your light towards this basket, which represents the eternal flow of good through my life, through Reverend Brother's life, through our team's life, through the life of every person that's turned in. And repeat after me. I give thanks for this opportunity to give.
I give thanks for this
Thank you for this
opportunity.
opportunity.
I know everything is in divine order.
I know
Everything is in divine order.
I send out love and light through this gift,
I
Send out love and light through this gift,
through this gift,
knowing that it reaches many, many people
knowing
and
that
that it reaches many people.
and comes back multiplied.
it comes back
For this and so much more.
for this.
for this and
Thank you, and so it is.
I say
And
thank
so
you.
it is.
And so it is. Yay.
One more time, loud and Hackett.
Be the peace you want to see, and share your peace with everyone you meet. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. And be the joy you want to see, and share your joy with everyone you meet. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. And be the love you want to see, and share your love with everyone you meet. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. Be the peace, be the joy, be the love, and let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you and me.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's been a wonderful day. And you made it even more special, Robin. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for the gang who's been helping us to make sure this service goes well. Greg and Sheila Clausen, and Dr. Ernestine and Jake for holding the consciousness.
Absolutely. Welcome back, Greg and Sheila.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the team. Thank you back.
So
Join us on Zoom right after the service. We like to share our aha moments. There's a link on the screen at the end of the service. You can also, if you go to our website, sign up for the email so you get all of those things. If you don't see the link or you forget about it, it is on our website, cslnorthmetro.org. And again, happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys got anything you want to share before we go? We still have time.
Oh, great service, great message. And just that we have to zoom off so we won't be zooming in.
Tennis day.
That was clever.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yeah, happy Mother's
Yeah.
Day. I just want to say it's always a joy to see you guys and to be with you, even the one Sunday a month. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
It's always so special. Thank you.
Nice to see you too.
For us,
Yes. Mutual agreement.
yeah.
So let's close our eyes as we move into next week, knowing that God is the grace that pulls us forward, that gives us everything we need in every single possible way, that we are uplifted and inspiring to other people, that we are the place of peace and joy and happiness and creativity. And this week becomes special because we are on this earth. So I send out light and love to all those who participated today and all those that may watch later on. I say thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this wonderful divine idea, God's idea, known as the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. I give thanks knowing that this is complete, the word is complete, and fulfilling itself right here and right now. And together we say, and so
And
it is.
so it is.
So it is.
It is.
Thank you, everybody.